Good morning, everybody. How are you today? I'm starting right pretty much on time, which we haven't been starting on time in a while. So give you a minute. I'm going to jump over here and check my sound. Okay, I think I've got sound. And hopefully I can look over here and see comments. Good morning, Jordan. How are you? So, how's everybody doing today? Yeah. Let's chat for a minute. So, I have a little bit of a cold, and so I talked to a friend last night and just said, hey, I should probably just stay home and do Village Vibes. And I thought I had an event for my girls later today, but I don't. So they changed their minds. And so I'm just going to be home today and, trying to get better over the next couple of days. Feels like for me when I'm really busy and then I have a little bit of a break afterwards, my body says, and now you're going to be sick, so you have to rest. So anyway, okay, I wanted to show you what I'm working on today. So I am working on this quilt here, and I know it's going to be backwards. It's called Topsy Turvy, and it is one of the simple whatnots. So I'm working on the store sample as quickly as I can, and it's going to be really pretty. I'm very excited about it. It's going to finish at 24.5 by 24.5. And oh no, Jordan, I'm so sorry. Yikes, I hope that you can get feeling better. Jordan hurt her arm last night in the snow. So, okay, so anyway, it's for sale at the store right now, and I should be able to finish it, especially if I'm going to be home for a couple days, because I'm not feeling well. So, let me get a little bit of a drink. That will help. So, I also needed to make an announcement. So last Saturday, the 15th, was supposed to be our grand opening of the Village next door. And we were preparing and getting ready and finishing up all the final details for it. And we got a ton of snow. And it's crazy because some people got no snow Saturday. Like at my house, and I live farther north than the store, we didn't get a lot of snow. But the store got a ton, and I was further south this weekend and we didn't get snow down there. So anyway, it's just crazy how the snow goes where it wants to go. But we ended up having to cancel that grand opening event and actually even close the store, which does not happen very often. So it's been rescheduled for this Saturday, February 22nd. And so hopefully you can still join us. We're going to do some activities, have some treats, have a store special, something that you may want to come look at, have a special sale, just have some but displays of future classes that we have going on, and all sorts of things. So it's very exciting. We hope you can join us. It'll be all day just during normal business hours on Saturday from 10 to 5. So come and take a peek if you're local. If you're not local, we'll be doing a tour probably next week during Village Vibes, and you can see all the work we've done. We keep just checking things off the list, and then somehow the list keeps on growing of things that we need to finish up and keep doing and all that stuff. So that is the big announcement of the day. So February 22nd, grand opening of the Village Next Door. For those of you who don't know, who are just joining, we were able to get the space, the store space that's just north of the store. And we were able to cut a hole in the wall. I mean, I say we, the contractors, were able to cut a hole in the wall so that the stores and the Village Next Door are connected. The Village Next Door will be our classroom and event space, and it is available for private use for quilting events. So if you and some friends would like to get together and have a quilt retreat, have a day of sewing, then you can get with our event planner. So our event planner is Roxy, and on our website, at the top of our website, there's Village Next Door. There's a Village Next Door link, and you can fill out that form and send that to Roxy, and then she can get that scheduled for you based on availability and how many people you have and all that stuff. So it's very, very exciting. We do have a lot of classes and stuff that we have planned, but if you get with us, especially if you give us some advanced warning, we can plan around, personal events and stuff too. So we're excited. If you had a guild, or if you had a family group or friend group or anything like that. Now, along with that, if you have classes you'd like to take, classes you would like to see us schedule and organize, please let us know. We would love to do that. And this space can accommodate more people than we could in our own old classroom space that was part of our store. The lighting is amazing. There are 2 bathrooms over there. So it's just great. It's just awesome. And so we're very excited about it. So sorry. Okay. I know we've talked about this before, but I thought it would be worth talking about it again. So, good morning from sunny Arizona. I am happy to see you on here. I wish I was in sunny Arizona. So I want to talk about some machine maintenance. So no matter what machine you're using, you need to do a little bit of at-home maintenance. And this also includes taking your machine in to be serviced regularly. So, and believe it or not, whether you use a machine or don't use a machine, you actually have to have it serviced. So I have a machine. It depends on how it all works out, and exactly how they have it designed. But I have a machine that takes oil in certain spots. I don't oil it, but when I take it in for service, they do. And if I don't use it, then the oil just kind of turns to like a gummy substance. And so, using it regularly is actually good. So, if you can pull out some machines that you don't use very often, figure out a way to use them every once in a while, that's actually a good thing. So I try and take my machines in at least once a year. If I'm sewing a lot, then every 6 months is a really good idea. I heard a really cool thing that anytime, and I don't remember where I heard this, but she said that if she schedules a mammogram, then she also takes her machine in at the same time. So just a good reminder to keep your machine on schedule, and also get your mammograms, which are also very, very important, right? So, and I've heard people refer to taking their machine as a spa day. I think it would be a fabulous idea to take your machine to the spa and take yourself to a different spa and enjoy your time together. So, or enjoy your spa days together. So definitely get your machines taken care of. I wanted to show you some things that I use at home to keep my machine in. And I will say, I'm pretty proud of myself if you'll let me brag for a minute. The last several times I've taken my machine in to get serviced, they have commented on the service record that the machines weren't very dirty. And I think it's because I'm in a pretty good habit. So what I do is I have just a couple of colors that I normally piece with, a couple colors of thread. And so I wind 3 bobbins at a time. And after I run out of my 3rd bobbin, I know that I need to clean my machine. So it's a reminder to myself, oh, time to clean my machine. And it takes, 15 minutes, maybe but it's worth it. So I am pretty proud of that. So one thing, and I will link this, is I have this little vacuum, and it is an electronics vacuum. So it doesn't have so much suction that it's going to ruin things. Okay. So I have this little vacuum that it comes with a couple of different heads, but I love this little brush head, and I can get in there and vacuum around. I also vacuum my entire machine on the outside because, you know, it just gets dusty with thread dust and all sorts of things. And I will vacuum my entire machine more often than I vacuum the inside. And I think that's something that really helps. So it's really small, fits in the palm of my hand. I have to charge it, but I charge it like once a year. Like it just, for as quick as I use it, and it just has a really great battery. And then I could just pop it open and dump it out, and it's really just dust in there. It's not a lot. I mean, I'm not vacuuming my floor with this, but I'm vacuuming my machine. So I love this. I even will throw this in my bag when I go to a retreat or something, and I can vacuum up my table space. I can vacuum up my machine. So I highly recommend this. I can't remember exactly how much this was, and I'm sure it's changed price because I bought mine. Oh, I've had mine for several years. So this also makes a really good gift. So if you're looking for a gift for a quilty friend, you don't know exactly what to buy them, I would suggest this. So little vacuum, electronics vacuum. You can probably do a search on Google, or on Amazon or wherever you like to purchase things online. But I will link it in the comments as soon as we're done. This is something you can make for almost free. Okay. And I think I've shown this before too. So this is a pretty narrow straw. The best place to get these, or you could order them, they're like coffee straws or hot chocolate straws. So if you go into like a gas station and get a hot drink, they have these little straws there. So grab an extra one, wash the one that you use, or you could order some yourself. And then mine's dirty because I actually need to replace mine. But I take a pipe cleaner and I cut it in maybe a 2.5 inch length, fold it in half, and then stick the ends down in my straw, and then it holds it pretty good. If it ever doesn't hold it, I've taken some double-sided sticky tape and wrapped it around the ends of the pipe cleaner and then put it down in there, and then it stays really good. This is not coming out. So this one's probably been taped. Can't remember. And then I will use this and use this and use this. So actually I just cleaned my machine yesterday, used it, and then I took my vacuum and just vacuumed the ends off and tried to get it really clean. So this used to be a white white pipe cleaner, but it's no longer white, but it still works. But it gives me length to reach in wherever I need to reach, and it's soft and it works great. So this also makes a fabulous gift for quilty friends, especially if you go somewhere and you need gifts for 5 people or 10 people or whatever. But so this is really fun. So pipe cleaner. And if you get one pipe cleaner, you can cut it into several 2.5 inch lengths. Then you can play around with the length. I'm just guessing that that's what I cut mine at. So, love, love, love this. Now, this little stick, we sell these in the store, and I don't know if you can see. Can you see it's got just a little fluffy end on it? Mine's actually bent a little bit. I use these both. This can get into places and get bigger dust. This can get into little fine places. And I reuse this and reuse this and reuse this. So I maybe use one of these at least 6 months. We sell these in our store. I will link these as well. And I just keep it right at the top of my machine, and I can grab it. I also use this, and I clean off all the dust off my presser foot often. Because I feel like if I can catch all that dust on my presser foot, it's not going to be pushed down into my machine. So love these little tools. They're little plastic sticks, and they're really fine. You can get them in there, but they're not going to break off in your machine or anything. So this is a great tool. Another tool is some sort of little brush. I've seen people use little paint brushes. We sell a brush at the store, and I will try and link that one as well Fran grows over that brush in her featherweight maintenance class. And so we sell one of those. This one a friend gave me, and it is actually a cake decorating tool to clean your cake decorating tips. So it's got a little like kind of spoolie-ish end, and then it's got a little brush end. This is pretty firm, so you can kind of reach in and get there, but some sort of little brush that you could get in there, get things taken care of. Now, I do know that some people use compressed air and blow out their machines. I have heard that that is not the best choice. So if that's something that you like doing, you do what you want to do. But the reason why I've heard is that it can actually just push the dust farther back where you can't reach it, and then it can compact and create problems back in the back reaches of your machine. So you need to take off your needle plate, take out your bobbin, all that stuff to get in there. But beyond that, taking off your needle plate, your bobbin, you don't need to be unscrewing anything else on your machine. Unless you've taken Fran's featherweight class, you can do that there. But actually, I know on my machine, if I take off any extra screws, it will void my warranty. So if your machine's still under warranty, or especially if you're just not comfortable doing things, then don't just start removing screws or having your husband remove screws. You want to make sure that you're just doing the basic maintenance. And your machine manual will tell you the basic maintenance that you do. I have a couple different machines that I sew on. This one I don't oil, the one I'm actually sewing on right now, but I have a different machine that it tells me to oil either once a day if I'm sewing a lot, or even once a week. So, just kind of keep that in mind with whatever your machine maintenance things are, and your manual will tell you that. So, okay, let me look and see if we've got any comments. So, taking care of your machine is really important. We've spent money on our machines, or it's an heirloom, or, something. And the biggest reason why I like to take care of my machine is because I don't want to have any down days. I just want to sew, and I don't want to come up here and have problems because I didn't take care of my machine. Another thing that's really handy is some sort of small screwdriver. Now this one is actually, I love the length of it, but I don't like how chubby this is. It fits great in my hand, but I can't get it into any nooks and crannies. So I actually have this screwdriver that came with my sewing machine. I have a Baby Lock, and I love this one because this screwdriver head can go on the bottom there, or it can go on the bottom here, or when I go all the way in through that little hole, I can use my embroidery hoops and tighten it with that. But this little screwdriver, if I'm wanting to use it this way, or if this way works better, it's actually really, really nice. So something small, but it's amazing that the head doesn't need to be small. It's just the handle portion needs to be small. So, get yourself something that you like. I actually keep this little guy, and it's nice because I can, kind of almost fold it up all completely, and it's not going to poke me or anything. I wear an apron when I sew. I'd say 85% of the time I wear my apron, and I just keep this in the pocket of my apron. There's a couple different tools that I keep in the pocket of my apron. I keep lip gloss, my screwdriver, a pen, and I actually have some tweezers in there today. And then also I use my apron as a garbage can, and I just put my little bits of string or garbage or whatever, and then, once a week, I grab gum wrappers or strings or whatever, and I just throw them away. So it all works out, but I have really loved using my apron. If you don't use an apron, I would suggest maybe trying one. The apron I have chosen that I like is actually a hairdresser's apron. So it's slick. And so the strings and stuff don't stick to it. But I wouldn't mind if strings stuck to it. It would be fine. I'd rather strings stick to an apron than my actual clothes before I go to the store, right? But I love the pockets. So I'm going to put all my tools back in my pockets here. So, tell me some good habits that you have for cleaning your machines. What have I missed that I haven't told you guys about? And I am not going to say that I'm a professional, but I will say that I have caught in some good habits. The 3 bobbin trick is not my personal idea, but I do not remember. I heard it years ago, and it has been the rule that I've lived by. So love, love, love that. Now, I will say my mother-in-law, if you're still watching, she has a Bernina that has a much larger bobbin than mine does. And so I don't know if you could do 3. You may want to just do 2 or maybe even 1 before you clean your machine. So it's very different based on the machine that you have, how much you sew, what kind of thread you sew with. I like using Aurifil. I feel like that's a fairly low lint thread. I do have some cheaper threads that I use every once in a while on different projects, and I feel like those create a lot more lint. So then I need to clean more often. If you're using any kind of fluffy fabric, fleece, if you're using fleece or minky, you might need to clean a lot more often. So it really just depends on what you're sewing, how often you're sewing, and also your machine. And you're going to get to know your machine. Don't be afraid to get to know your machine. Read your manuals, watch YouTube videos, take apart the screws that you should take apart, meaning probably just your needle plate, by your bobbin area, take out your bobbin. And that's important because it's a good tool that you have. You've invested money into it. If you're going to get it maintained and spend money taking it to the store, to a shop, then you need to be able to do basic maintenance at home as well. And, I kind of feel like the better I take care of my machine, the more fun I can have sewing. So that's always my goal, is to sew as much as I possibly can, but I do have to take a break and clean my machine every once in a while. So, has anyone else commented? I don't see anyone else commenting on any good ideas that you have. So if you're watching this after the live, then please comment that, my mother-in-law Annette says, when sewing with Woolies. Woolies is, I believe you're talking about the flannel. Was it from Maywood Studios? It's a flannel line. Beautiful fabric. Beautiful. So, so, so soft. But yes, I can imagine that that flannel would be another one that you would have to clean more often. So, yeah, just, good morning, Marianne. How are you? How's Florida? So, I don't know if you can see out my window, but it's very white. We've got a lot of snow. Finally, winter arrived in February. It feels like it snowed from Thursday night until last night. I think we're done for a couple days, but I haven't looked at the weather. So anyway, I'm going to stay home and sew today since my plans got changed, since I'm not feeling well. And I'm very excited to get to sew and get some stuff done and just stay in my comfy clothes and my slippers. I've got my little space heater going over there in the corner. It's going to be a good day. So, okay, I think I'm going to stop. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate you guys watching. Next week, hopefully we'll be back to normal programming. I will be in the store. We'll do a store tour of the village next door, and keep you guys posted on the progress. Because we've done one a couple of times during this whole process, but we've been working on it for a couple months now. So there's always changes. There's always things happening. So we'll do that next week. Fran will be back with me. And I hope you guys have had a great day joining this, and I hope you've enjoyed watching. Florida's been in the 80s, but now it's chilly, but I love the weather. Very cool. Thanks, Marianne, for joining. Fran would tell you to please be kind to others, be kind to yourself, take a minute to yourself. When we talk about the 5-10 rule, The 5-10 rule is if you're 10 feet away from someone, smile. And if you're 5 feet away from someone, say hi. So it just makes a difference. It spreads positivity and love in the world. And it also makes your day better. So remember those things, and I hope you just have a great day. So thanks for joining. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.